to ITC Tech Share. I'm Tom Grissom. Today I would like to have a discussion about a recent podcast episode that I was watching called Windows Weekly, episode 495. I'll provide a link down in the show notes. In fact, the segment that I'm going to refer to, if you would fast forward to 20 minutes and 22 seconds, Leo Laporte, Paul Thurrott, and Mary Jo Foley had a discussion about Windows Ink and the new Surface Studio desktop that Leo recently purchased, and how he was incorporating that into his internet show called Windows Weekly. There was a lot of commonality I found because Leo was wanting to demonstrate with annotations and things on the screen, and digital inking is perfect for that application, and we've actually been using it for years with programs like OneNote. However, a new round of hardware coming out with the Surface Pro tablets, digital inking, the Surface Book, and now the Surface Studio all-in-one desktop, it really is expanding the choices. I want to spend just a little bit of time, just kind of an overview of what a Windows 10 pen-enabled device is capable of with digital inking. And I want to disagree a bit. On the show they were discussing about the digital inking being a niche market, that it was just a small market. I disagree. I think digital inking has a strong place no matter what your occupation, but particularly for anybody wanting to do, visualizations, teachers, students taking notes. OneNote was made for such an application and it has strong digital inking support. If you're a salesman, out doing presentations, a presenter, public speaker, there's just all kinds of applications. So it was a bit confusing watching the first round because Leo was using his new Surface Pen, and the new ones you were able to double click and it would take you to a new feature in Windows 10 anniversary update called Windows Ink Workspace, which is what we're seeing here. I happen to have the older model. This is a Surface Pro 1. It's a little over 4 years old now, but I will be able to simulate what he was doing on the show. So the first point of confusion was whenever Leo was double clicking on his pen, it took him into something called Screen Sketch, which is a new feature in the Windows 10 anniversary update that came out this summer. Whenever you do that, you actually have three different possibilities. You can use sticky notes. Now I want to demonstrate some digital inking here. This is the OneNote program, the desktop application. So let's just go up here to Draw and let's choose a pen here. So we have the sticky notes application here. I'm going to go back to Draw and let's choose a different color. So I'm just switching some pens out here, just annotating, illustrating what I'm doing here. And as an educator, this is so important to draw students' attention to whatever it is that you want them to be paying attention to. And Leo in particular was using something called Screen Sketch. All right, so I just grabbed the highlighter tool. So that's just a brief demo of the capabilities. Now this is a OneNote page, and one of the things Leo said he wished he could do was scroll around and be able to ink. Well, as you can see in this OneNote page, I just have a combination of screen snips and text, and I'm easily able to navigate around doing that. So let's just do a simple example here using the Screen Sketch feature of the Windows Ink Workspace. So let me come over here and let's choose a pen, and let's choose a different color here. Let's just go to yellow so this shows up a little bit. Now I'm not able to double click on my pen because this is the older version. However, in the lower right hand corner on the taskbar you will see a little icon. Okay? So if you zoom in there, that looks like a little pen. When you click on that or choose that little icon, that opens up the Windows Ink Workspace. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to go down here, choose the Windows Ink Workspace, and you can see that here are my three choices. I'm going to choose Screen Sketch, and this was working very well for Leo. It just instantly took a snapshot of my screen, and now then I'm in Screen Sketch and I have the different tools available to me here, my pen and inking choices. So let me just come up here and let's just choose a different color. Let's choose red, and then I'm going to annotate over top of that. So this icon right here is the Windows Ink Workspace, if you don't happen to have a newer Surface with the pen that's programmable to open that workspace. Now whenever I'm finished with annotation over this Screen Sketch, over this screenshot, I can simply click the X, or I could save it if I need to save these notes somewhere. I'm going to simply click the X, and you'll notice that we're back, in this case, to OneNote, right where we left off. So now then, I'm able to pinch and zoom around. You'll notice that whenever I exited the workspace, that my red circle went away because that was part of the Screen Sketch program itself. Now I am using OneNote, but I need to say something here a little bit about the different flavors of OneNote available in Windows 10. And I know whenever you're starting out, it's a bit confusing because you have so much flexibility and versatility. There's three basic flavors of OneNote. First is the OneNote Online version. This requires browser access, so you must have an internet connection. It's the most broadly available because any device that has a modern browser, you can access it, whether you're using Microsoft Edge, Chrome, Firefox, Safari. This next one is the Windows 10 app, and that one, let me just switch over here. This is the actual app. When I make the switch, you'll see that the interface is a little bit different. We have much of the same functionality. However, there is some unique functionality within the Windows 10 app that I like, and I'll show you one of those features here in a moment. And then finally, let me go back here to my Windows desktop. This is OneNote 2016 Desktop, the full-blown application. So we have the browser version, an app, and the actual desktop application. Each of them you may want to use in various scenarios. So this is the desktop application. Now, just to show you the other power of OneNote, and then there's a couple of snipping tools that I would like to make you aware of. There's a snipping tool that's built into Windows. It's so useful. I have it docked here in my taskbar. So if I come over here to the Edge browser, and let's say that I want to take a screenshot, I could use a Screen Sketch program, but there is also something called the snipping tool. And I'm going to use the newer version of this. So I'm going to click on that, and then it wants me to draw a box around whatever it is that I want to snip. And it saves it there. Now once again, I've got inking tools that I can annotate on top of this. I just simply want to copy this into the computer's memory. So we'll hit copy, and then we'll go back over to our notes. And let me go back over here to OneNote. Let me minimize that. Go back over here to OneNote. If I click and hold, I can paste that copy in there, and now then I have a screen snip of anything that I want. And because I am now in OneNote, I can simply come down here, choose whatever pen tool that I want, and annotate over top of that. So you have two snipping tools, common snipping tools, the one that's built into Windows 10, and then the one that I just demonstrated was the new Microsoft Garage snipping tool that's now in preview. That one's very handy. And then finally, let me discuss a little bit about Microsoft Edge. One of the comments Leo made was he wished that he would be able to zoom around and write and annotate, because whenever he was double clicking and going to Screen Sketch, it took a static image of that shot. Well, I can show you a way to do that using Microsoft Edge, and you'll see here, I'm back to my desktop 2016 version of OneNote. If I zoom in here, since this is OneNote, this is a live link, I can just simply click on that. It will open up my default browser. In this case, it's Edge. And one of the big benefits of Edge is it has inking built in. So if I click on the little pen icon, you can see that it kind of froze the screen, and think of this as like a piece of glass that's laid over. Now I'm free to come about here, choose my annotation pen tool. So now I can annotate. So let me write, this is Leo, this is Paul, and this is Mary Jo. So let me come up here and let's choose a different color here. Let's go down here and I'll choose the blue. Now this is what Leo was wishing for. Since I'm in the Edge browser, this is a web page. So now I can scroll up and I can come over here and circle and annotate. We're watching 495. If you, as I said, fast forward to 20 minutes and 22 seconds, that will take you to the discussion about digital inking in Surface Studio. And then, of course, I can come up here, I can choose a highlighter. So if I need to come up here, let's use yellow, and I want to highlight a particular paragraph, I can come over here, let's go back, let's choose my pen, let's choose red this time, let's scroll all the way down to the bottom, and then let me just draw a little box around that. So I'm able, as you can see, on the fly, anything that's displayed in a web browser using this Microsoft Edge browser, you can do this. Now, whenever I'm finished, I can just simply click exit and discard all of those. However, if I want to save it, I do have the option to save, but since I am an avid OneNote user, I would like to share this to OneNote. So if I go out there, this will kind of take a screenshot of this with my annotations, and I'm going to send that to my demos, projects, and presentations section, and now I have a permanent archival copy within my OneNote. So as an educator, this is extremely valuable, or as a student, if you're trying to take notes and things, you're able just to do screen snaps, annotation, anything on the web. It's very, very valuable as a teacher and a student. Or as I said, as a presenter, a salesman, anytime you're trying to illustrate a point. So let me go back over here to my OneNote app, and you'll see here is my screenshot. Now, it made it long and skinny because I was scrolling down. However, this is OneNote, so it's just like an image. I can grab the corner and make it larger, and notice that that digital inking is locked. I can't use my pen or anything to erase that. So since I was using the Edge browser to annotate, these digital ink scribbles are all embedded within that image. But let me show you another trick. If I come back over here, let's just go back over to my Edge browser. Let me exit out of this, which is going to clear off all of my annotations. It asked me, do you want to save? No, I don't. I want to start over again. So we're going to get out of this. And here we are once again with a clean copy. Now here's a little trick. Since this is Microsoft Edge, I can come up here, choose my pen tool, and let me just choose the blue color, and then up in the upper right hand corner, I'm just going to put a little check mark. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. What I'm basically telling Edge to do is there's a beginning point, there's the end point. So now then, whenever I share this to OneNote, just like I did before, it's almost a pristine copy. I just put two little check marks on there. But whenever I send this over there, and I go over to my, in this case, I'm going to demonstrate the Windows 10 OneNote app. So here it is, and you'll notice that it looks a little bit different, but once again, I'm going to zoom in, zoom out. So there's my check mark at the top. There's my check mark down at the bottom. So let me come up here, and once again, now we're in OneNote. So let's choose my pen. Let's change the color once again to yellow. Now then I'm going to annotate using digital ink within OneNote. So this is a little bit different functionality. I'm going to come up here. In fact, let me just, this is a tablet, lay it down and do a more natural handwriting motion. So here is Leo, here is Paul, and here is Mary Jo. So now then, since I am in OneNote, I can come through here, I can scroll down, I can circle, I can annotate. But now then, since this is within OneNote, I do have the capability of erasing those annotations off of this particular screenshot into the program. Now, one final thing I'll leave you with here. There is another, because we're taking the inking into the digital realm. There's things that we can do that were impossible with regular ink. So now then, I'm going to go to my View menu, and I'm going to hit something called Replay. And when I hit Replay, it asks me to select the area that I want to replay. I'll just draw a box around these annotations, and you can see it rewinds, fast forward through, and if I hit rewind again, you can see stroke by stroke the image that I was recreating with the digital ink. So that's, you know, a very handy feature, again, especially if you're like a math teacher and you're wanting to show sequential steps. That might be very helpful for a new learner. So let's come back over here. I'm going to jump back over to my desktop version. And then I want to leave you with, here's the show notes for episode 495. But the other reason I feel so strongly about the importance of digital inking and pen-enabled devices, particularly for education, but as I said, it has applications in all content areas. Some content areas lend itself a little bit better than others, but think of mathematics. Let me come up here and just do something that's very common. X squared plus y squared equals 1. Or if I'm a chemistry teacher, H2O. Or if I want to draw a picture of a molecule. or if I'm an engineer and I want to draw a box or something out there. The freehand movement just gives you possibilities that when you were locked into a laptop or a keyboard-only environment, it just crippled you. You weren't able to do this. And since I approach from an educational point of view, I think of these devices as thinking tools, something to assist us, to assist teachers and students with learning new content. And the brain research shows that taking notes with digital ink actually has benefits for the actual way that we remember and recall things. So there's much to be said out there about using digital ink. And as I said, OneNote is in particular one of my favorites because it's been around for years. It's a little bit unconventional in that it's not a top-down left to right. It's a flexible canvas where you can just start writing anywhere on the page. But once you master just the basics of getting started, now the world of digital inking is available to you, and there's so much that you can do. And I think Leo will find it very helpful being an internet host and being able to display a web page, annotate, and erase those annotations at will. I think that'll be a very beneficial addition using that Surface Studio. So I'll leave it there. I can go on for days talking about the benefits of digital inking, but I do think it's an important topic. I do not think it's a niche market. I do see benefits whether you're a teacher, student, salesman, parent of a student, or a college-age student. There's just so many benefits, and the Windows 10 anniversary update, along with OneNote, offers a wealth of opportunity for you to learn more. So until next time, this is Tom Grissom. Keep on learning.